we got a lot of snow. As expected, it is wet, it is heavy, and we have snow trees. It's gorgeous out here. A lot of the trees are bent right over, for example, right over the driveway. And the snow blew around everywhere. We had gusts up to 35 miles per hour. And it threw the snow into the barn, everywhere, kinda. A lot of it has dried, the rest of it has frozen or is sitting comfortably on, for example, the sheathing here. So definitely got some snow in the barn. It blew around quite a bit. I'm regretting a lot of stuff already. First snow, you gotta forgive me, but I should have covered or tarped over the tractor or put it inside. I got most of the heavy snow off of it, but it's not going to be the most pleasant thing to operate when snow is everywhere. Today we have a very not fun task of continuing the sheathing up here in snowy and icy conditions. The wheels are all frozen up on the scaffolding. We've got a thick layer of offal on everything. The good news is we have nice shoes for doing this sort of work. It's not that slippery. It's got a nice texture to it, but I mean, it's not what we would choose as our task for the day, frankly. But we're both wearing harnesses. We have a strategy to at least have one of us clipped in at all times. The active standing person up there will be clipped in. And, you know, we should be able to make progress. Slow, steady, but progress nonetheless. Crunchy, very cold, 18 degrees Fahrenheit. We're hoping to knock out the last panel and a half on the south wall up here, but we can't really do that when we have so much ice down here. That makes ladder work exceptionally dangerous. We're trying to melt it. We have some, I'm not gonna call it concrete safe, but concrete safer de-icer that we're putting down. Hopefully that'll melt it and we can sweep it out to avoid some of the residual damage. We also have the propane heater going here, and that's not likely to do much. It just gets dispersed so fast and it's radiant, we can't direct it downward, so I don't expect much success there. We bought a new broom with a stiff bristle. That seems to help a little bit in cleaning things off. And we've dumped de-icer up here on the scaffolding with very limited success. we're trying to think of the next step. What I'd planned to do was to move on to the soffits on the south side here, since we had the scaffolding set up, since we're ready to go, but we're not gonna do that. We're fighting ice and snow in the barn, and it's because we don't have the walls sheathed in the back and front. You know, we gotta stop the bulk of the snow from coming in. Although we don't have another big storm planned, any storm is bad enough to cause this to ice up. And it just shuts down our work so substantially because of safety issues. So we'll move to this back wall here. We bought a bunch of 3/4 inch pressure treated ply and placed it along the back to give us a surface to move the scaffolding around. Of course, it's all iced up, so we're cleaning it off. We're gonna salt it. Also clean off the scaffolding, which has been sitting out here since the storm. I suspect this will go pretty fast. We don't have a lot of the crazy details like we had on the north and south walls, trying to get insulation up under the soffits there. Actually, I just remembered, there's one thing that we have to do before we start sheathing. We have to frame 2 windows here. So for the loft that we're planning inside with the little tiny efficiency apartment, we're gonna need an egress window on this wall here. That's where the bedroom is, and we're gonna have a small vent window for the bathroom over there. We should be able to knock those out in the morning and then start sheathing in the afternoon. So this window frame looks pretty good. It's a 4x4 square. On the bottom here, we have a 5-degree angle out to help with any potential water intrusion. And we put a brace, just screwed it in, and we're gonna be sheathing over this window until sometime later when we actually put the window in. All the windows are at the same height on this level. We shot a laser all the way around, so it should be pretty good. It's also about 2 feet or so off the floor, so this will eventually be a bedroom, and this is the egress window for it. Tiny bedroom, just over the requirement for code, but the egress window is a no-brainer. It's going to be a sliding window, which gives us the square footage necessary. I think 5.7 square feet is what's required for an egress here in Michigan. We've got one small window to do over there. It's a 48 by 12. We only have to cut one girt, so no problem. We are done with the back wall. And just in the nick of time, it's getting dark out. Let me take you around and show you what it looks like on the other side. Yeah, the whole wall is done, which is pretty fantastic. All that's left on this black wall for winter, I guess, is the soffits and the fascia, which shouldn't take long. I think we're gonna maybe do the soffits and fascia now while we have the scaffolding here. It's set up nice and it's rolling nice and it's actually pretty simple to work on. So I think we're gonna try to knock out soffits and fascia over here. You might as well in my book. It's not hard to do, takes a little time, but let's get it done. Wow, this is a big one. This wall was massive.